All right. Welcome to the Toddcast, everybody. We are live on YouTube. It's Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock. Well, it's a little after 8. Justin was a little late. We'll blame him. Uh, I am John. I'm your main host. I've been here since the beginning. And Justin's been here, and he's
I was
been
gonna say
my,
it'll
my
be like
steady right
three
hand.
three
Yeah, my
years now,
steady
I
right
think.
hand for like 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, And with us tonight is a friend of ours. He's a creator. He's got an awesome
hmm
Kickstarter going on. His name's John Davis, and he is the creator of Death Drones, which we are going to talk in nauseum about tonight. So, welcome, John. Thanks for coming on.
Mr. John, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Love
Absolutely.
the show. Love your convention, your comic book stores. I mean, you guys are into everything that's awesome. So it's my pleasure.
We do try. We appreciate all the feedback always. So, before we get into it, we usually do some like nerd news and stuff. So just a reminder for everybody who doesn't know and is living under a rock, Saturday is free comic book day.
Or
Slash comic giveaway day, depending
yeah,
on which publisher you're looking at.
which
S-
legal version we're allowed to use
yeah. Luckily we're
until they
allowed to
make
use
up their
both.
mind next year.
So
It'll be fine. It's
right.
just temporary for this year, hopefully. Fingers
Hopefully.
crossed. Yeah.
Uh But check out all the stores. All the hours are posted on our website. A lot of stores are opening early and staying open a little late. We're not running any sales though because we have our big anniversary sale coming up at the end of June, and that's going to be crazy. But if you do come in, please buy something as well as grabbing your free books, because they're not free to us. Just remember that.
Yes.
And obviously, we have Three Rivers Comic Con coming up in about, oh my gosh,
It's a month.
30,
Month
37
from now.
days. 37 days.
Yep.
So, so three, no, it's 30, 36, 36 days. So three, 6 weeks from Saturday will be the show. I can't believe that. I'm just like,
hmm
so 5 weeks, sorry, 5 weeks from Saturday. Oh my God. My brain is just fried. This is terrible.
It's not bad. This is by far
It's
one of
okay.
the smoother years we've done it. I'll be
That's
fair,
true. That's true.
But
Um,
we also don't have an awesome t-shirt combo this year, t-shirt poster.
no, we are gonna have a T-shirt, a commemorative T-shirt, but it's a commemorative T-shirt for New Dimension Comics and celebrating 40 years versus the 10 years of the show. There will be a limited press of those, so make sure everybody looks out for those. I hope that they are in there by the time that the show kicks off. If not, there will be a sweet free beer koozie when you buy your can of beer this year. That will have our 40th anniversary logo on it, the Three Rivers logo on it. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. I'm excited for I can't wait to announce the beer label once it's done. It's got to be like I would hope by next week we have it and we're ready to roll. Um, but I'm super excited. I'll be there running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Justin will be hopefully trying to keep my head from being cut off, um,
Usually.
while running around himself. And then John will be there set up, selling his wares and showing off his awesome art and things like
Yes.
that. Um, but we do have some crazy celebrity deaths that happened this week, as we do
Yeah.
talk about those a lot. Big comic one was Jerry Conway.
Yes.
Big Spider-Man name there. That was huge. Um,
Big
but
power. He was in
what's that?
his contributed with Punisher and Power Girl too, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
For sure. He was one of the
yeah,
co-creators on Punisher, if I'm not mistaken.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. um, who was the other one? Um,
Roger Sweet, which was the co-creator of He-Man, passed away as well,
oh, that's right.
which really
91.
91.
Oh,
Yeah.
missed
Yeah.
his movie. I hope he got to see it. I do. I
I
hope he
think
got
he
to see the
probably
movie.
did see it. I imagine he
Yeah.
probably got a sneak peek.
If they
Uh,
don't add a special thanks to the end of the movie for him, like or a
yeah,
in commemoration or
Yeah.
memorial or something,
yeah.
like That's a missed opportunity if they don't. So another one though that I found out this afternoon on my way home from dropping some more flyers and stuff off. David Allan Coe passed away. And he's kind of a local legend because he grew up in Akron. Um, but he wrote songs like "Take This Job and Shove It." He didn't perform it, but he wrote it.
Yeah.
And his last recorded album was the one he did with Pantera called Rebel Meets Rebel.
Rebel.
And if you want to hear like the most southern metal, like whatever your idea of southern metal is, you need to listen to this record
Yes.
because it will set the record straight on what it really is.
Yeah.
With songs like "Cowboys Do More Dope Than Rock and Rollers."
And Nothing to Lose was another one that was really good too.
Yeah, yeah. But and actually we had a one of his nieces worked for us at the Ohio store for a while. She's also a comic creator. She lives in uh Columbus now, I think. And condolences to her family. That really sucks. So, but I think that's all the celebrity deaths we have, right?
No, you're missing the if you are big into the Storage Wars,
Oh yeah, yeah.
original Storage War, Daryl Sheets passed away. Uh, no, they said he committed suicide, which is again a shame. So condolences to his son who's still around.
Mhm.
And I think he was still married. So his wife, I think it was his second wife or third wife. I can't. I know
Wow.
he had a couple divorces. I know he was not doing good health wise because I know he had like a stroke and like a couple heart attacks and like they said Storage War. Anybody who did Storage Wars was kind of cursed because a lot of that original cast is not doing well as far
Wow.
as health wise. Uh, I know there's the second wave of guys are doing okay, but I know that original first wave of aren't doing so hot. So our condolences to his family. I watched Storage Wars. I love that show. I watched
Right.
that one weekly. That was a fun little reality show for me to watch. So it's a shame to hear about that.
And anytime we hear about anyone taking their own life, please, if you are having suicidal thoughts, please,
Mhm.
please seek help. You can call, I believe it's 811 or 988. Sorry, 988 for the suicide prevention hotline. And talk to somebody because we'd rather have you here. Really,
Yeah.
we would. Really.
Yeah. If
Um,
you're, go see your local parishioner if you go that route. Or
I mean, I've
go
lost
to
at
your local
least,
bar and talk to your bartender if that works
yeah,
for you.
right.
Anything is better than just doing that.
Yeah.
It's
Or
just
call me. I'll talk to you. I'm not a professional, but I'll talk to you. Um, but yeah, I've lost a couple friends to that and some family members to suicide, and it definitely sucks.
Mhm.
So please get some help if you're in that boat. Um, all right, now on to a better note. Let's talk
Yeah.
to John about his comic,
All right.
which is not about suicide. It's about um. So the nutshell from I reread it today. The nutshell is a pretty much immortal deity kind of guy basically makes robots and tries to kill the world, and these two sisters kind of stop him, right? That's kind of the well, not even stop him. It happens, but they survive through it. Is that the nutshell version of the book, right?
Yes. Yeah. We'll go with that. That works.
Okay, okay. Cool. So
Now,
let me share well, actually, let's do this first. Give everybody your kind of like your origin story. Like, well, how'd you get into comics? Why'd you start drawing? Why'd you start writing? And then, who some of your favorite creators are.
okay. So, the one of my favorite moments of my entire life was in the fourth grade. And a friend of mine went to New Dimension Comics. Went to New Dimension Comics and he grabbed a copy of Uncanny X-Men 242 and Punisher War Journal #7. Now, at this time in my life, I had already understood Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, all the kind of superhero stuff. But when he gave me those books, I never saw anything like that. And it really like changed my life because I got a strong exposure to Jim Lee and Mark Silvestri in the same day. And it just kind of, I was like, okay, this is different. This makes me want to do this. I want to do what these guys do. So I started drawing and really wanted to be an illustrator from that point. So, fast forward, I did in high school, I made my first comic book. It's around here somewhere in a notebook somewhere. It's like 12 pages and it's really, really bad. But it's really interesting because I was like at the prime time, even in comic book history, to be exposed to some of the best illustrators ever. Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, Joe Mad, and the list goes on. Greg Capullo, he was drawing X-Force at the time, and that stuff is rock and roll, man. Like it's still, he just got better as he kept drawing. But yeah, I was really lucky to be exposed to all those guys. But then at the same time, like, how am I going to draw and compete with this level of professionalism? I mean, these guys were serious. So back around 2010, I'm hanging out with my neighbor and I walk up to him and I go, "Hey man, if your house burned down, what would you save?" And it's like, I'm one of those guys, like I talk to strangers. I ask random questions and ask goofy things and whatever. So he kind of looks at me strange and he goes, "I guess my Frank Miller comics, my old Daredevil stuff." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, seriously?" And we were neighbors for like 3 or 4 years at this point. I'm like, "How do I not know that you're into comic books?" So we decided to make a comic book. 6 months later, Worlds Apart was born. And it's so bad. It's so bad. Because I couldn't draw. Now, at the same time, I'm a graphic designer. I'm building websites. I have a pretty good art career. I just didn't go down the illustration path. And the reason that I didn't is because it was the boom of the internet and all my professors were like, "Don't you dare go into illustration. You're going to make a fortune doing the websites and the technology. Like, go to that side." So I took their advice. Oops. So, and don't get me wrong, I have made a beautiful career out of following that path. But at the same time, I went ahead and kept drawing. Like I never lost those chops. So one day I put up a booth at this other convention in Pittsburgh, and I get the chance to meet Neil Adams and show him my portfolio. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So I go up to Neil Adams and his line has like, there's another 15 guys in front of me with their portfolios and they want to get portfolio reviews. So Neil Adams is sitting there in his chair. He takes the portfolio, "Get out of here. Next portfolio, get out of here. Next portfolio, get out of here." I'm going through the line and I'm like, okay, this is good. This isn't going to take a whole lot of my time. This guy's not even going to look at my stuff. "Mr. Adams, how are you?" I hand him my portfolio. He turns the page. I'm like, oh, okay. And he's very quiet and he's looking. One of the things that I always did with my illustration was paid attention to sequential storytelling and I paid attention to perspective. Those were two things that were always important to me. He turns the page again. And now I'm kind of sweating a little bit. I'm like, okay, weird, because he told everybody else to get lost. Turns the page one more time and goes, there it is. And I'm like, yes, there it is. He's like, this is in very bad taste, poor quality. This is garbage. What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, what's the matter? He goes, you're drawing out of your head. You're not paying attention to reality. Like, these drawings are garbage. Your anatomy's all wrong. And man, he sits there for 20 minutes and he starts going through every single detail. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to remember what he says. And then he spends another 10 minutes telling me how to fix it. Now, if you know Neil Adams will charge, this is a typical cell phone, $50 for a sketch about this size.
Mm-hmm.
It takes him about, I don't know, maybe a minute. He's a legend. So, of course,
Mm-hmm.
right? He gave me hell for over 20 minutes for free and told me how to fix it. So I went back to him the next day. I said, Mr. Adams, thank you for taking the time to talk to me and go through and figure this out. And I have never drawn better in my entire life because I started implementing some of the tools that he outlined. Like, maybe you should reference real life. Maybe you should practice every day. Maybe you should keep going and keep developing these skills. And you know, he told me why he told those other guys to go away. He's like, look, if you want to do pinups, that's great, but that's not what that's not what we're doing here. We're telling stories. It has to be sequential art. And I loved that. So, you know, I took his advice and started to get better. So after that, I kind of lost contact with the guy that I was doing the Worlds Apart book with. And then I had to figure out how to write. Here comes COVID. So everything shuts down. And I go, you know what? I love drawing comic books, but I don't know, like, from a professional standpoint, how to write a comic book script, how to even approach writing any kind of story, you know, whatever it may be. What am I going to do? So, like anybody would do, I went to masterclass.com and started to look for a class where I could learn how to write, because now I'm starting to get some of the drawing chops. I want to learn how to write. So I go to the Dan Brown class on masterclass.com. And Dan Brown is so eloquent and he's so refined, and he goes through and he tells you these 10 great things that you can do in order to write fantastic, wonderful story, and really gives you the great thing. And I said, you know what? I could probably do 4 out of those 10 things, and then my drawing will save me the rest of the way. I'm good to go. Let's make a comic book. So that's what I did. And, you know, I kept studying, you know, a little bit further, you know, got into some of Quentin Tarantino's ideas about storytelling, and paying attention to, like, if you look at my wall, there's a lot of Batman, there's a lot of Marvel comics, X-Men I'm a huge fan of, you know, all these things. But I really started to open up to, you know, The Boys, a lot of Garth Ennis's stuff, Mark Millar, Nemesis I'm a huge fan of, Hellboy, going back to like all of the graphic treatments that that go with Mike Mignola. And really trying to broaden not only my the language for storytelling, but also a visual language that these other artists that are doing quote unquote independent work, and see how they're treating the entire medium. And honestly, making a comic book has made me read more comic books and really opened my entire scope of what could be possible in this medium. So that's how Death Drones came to be. Now, your original question was, what's the synopsis for Death Drones? I just took all of the coolest stuff that I could think of and jammed it into that story. Like, here, I'm a child of the 90s. I'm going to put this in there. I like B-2 bombers. Those are going in there. I like aircraft carriers. Those are going in there. I like the island of Dr. Moreau. I'm going to take an octopus and a crocodile. Boom, we have the croctopus. I'm going to jam that in there. Okay. And then, I love Wolverine and Lobo. So the cover of the first book, you're going to see my influences. You're going to see the guys that I love, and it's going to shine through in that book. But the goal was to make something for myself to be the best thing that I could possibly contribute to the medium. So you guys, I'm sure, have heard of a guy named Rick Rubin, the music producer, right?
Yep.
So how do you go from like Run DMC to Tom Petty, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Johnny Cash? I mean, this guy's all over the place. Rick Rubin has a book called The Creative Act, and he talks about, when honestly, creativity being communal, almost in a meditative kind of way. There's a ton of links on YouTube about Rick Rubin, and I suggest you listen to him talk, because nobody delivers it like this guy does. I mean, his voice is just, is perfect. So he says, when you create something, don't try to sell it. When you create something, make it for yourself. And it doesn't matter if the world responds or not.
Yep.
If the world responds, great. If they don't, okay, maybe the time will come, maybe it won't, but that's not why you're doing it. You're doing it because you have this opportunity here and now to be able to do this creative act. So go do it. That's what we were built for. And that, that whole book and the timing of how that came out was absolutely perfect with the release of me putting these 5 comics in this one volume together.
Cool. I definitely agree 100% on what you were talking about with Rick Rubin, because I've heard that before, and that's kind of my philosophy too. As a musician, I make music for me, and if other people dig it, cool. So I totally get that, and I always felt that was kind of the point, right? Like, unlike, well, I hate to say it because I love the band so much, like ABBA, like they became this like churning machine of pop music. So much so that Bjorn has like a studio school that every major pop artist since ABBA's come out has recorded there. Um, Taylor Swift just did her whole last record. She cut it in like 2 weeks out there because she was just with a bunch of other creative guys that just wanted to get stuff out. Some of the best pop music ever has come out of there. But I don't know if it's writing for them versus writing for, writing for the mass.
So
Pink is a great example because like she did a record out there. The one that had Get This Party Started on it was written out there in Switzerland. The
okay.
one following up to it, she wrote with the singer from Four Non Blondes and Tim Armstrong from Rancid, and that it were totally different records, but they totally both rocked.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where you can tell like it works both ways, but I think it's more satisfactory, and you're gonna want to keep doing it if you do it for yourself. So that's my opinion.
Sure. So, and I'm sure when you listen to, any album, or you pick up that book and you have that emotional response where you go, and it doesn't matter what the emotional response is, but you have that connection with that body of work, whatever it is, you vibe with it. I think visiting that, whatever that creative thing is, it's funny because the creativity is going to happen no matter what, right? Like, okay, so there's probably 10, no, maybe, yeah, let's maybe there's 5,000 other guys that are doing a Kickstarter for comic books right now. That's a low number. It's a low number. But I'll bet you that every single one of us had that creative spark, had that emotional, that vibe, that vibration to be able to, okay, this needs to come into the world, this needs to happen, and I feel the responsibility to bring it to life, to make it exist. And you know, is it going to be well received? I don't know. You know, are people, you know, and it's so funny too, because here's where the business part comes in. It's like, why should anybody care about me? I mean, there's no reason to. I'm some guy who lives in Ambridge, Pennsylvania, who loves comic books and weird music and plays drums and martial arts and you know, so what? Who cares, right? So my hope is that you know, enough people respond to it, because there's I don't know, there's something to that, you know, I want the good critique, but I want the bad critique too. Like, show me how this could be better, because it would be a favor, you know. It goes back to the Neil Adams story. Like, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Like, don't show your artwork or play your recordings for your family, because they're gonna be like, oh, that's great. Hey, you're the worst. You don't even know what good is, you know. You love me. That's why you say these nice things. You know. But to, you know, to get the real feedback and do it is pretty wonderful thing.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a look at the book for a little bit. There's the share button. All right. So we're just gonna scroll through this a little bit, just so people get an idea of what the art looks like. And you can buy all of these single issues at your local New Adventure Comics. I think there's a couple other stores in the area probably that carry it too. Um, but yeah, just look for it. We have like an independent creators section that we have ours in, so make sure you check that out. So this book is in black and white, just so you guys know. And yeah, I reread it this morning because I had read the first, I think, 2 or 3 issues before, and I wanted to reread it so I remembered what the hell was going on. And there, like, as I'm going through here, and like, I know you're like a giant X-Men, X-Family fan from like the 90s stuff very specifically, and you can definitely feel that vibe in the art. And which is a good thing. That's a compliment. That's not a bad thing. And because there's certain parts where I'm like, man, that feels like Bob McLeod, and then other parts where I'm like, man, that feels like Silvestri. Like, it's just like, because this panel here, that feels like Silvestri doing like early darkness to me. You know, and
Very
there's just some, yeah, like some Turner-y, Witchblade-y stuff, for sure. Like this has a very Frank Miller-y vibe to the face, like Frank Miller meets Jim Lee vibe.
It feels very
And
Berserk too, where
yeah,
you know, kind of looks very Keanu Reeves looking there.
Yeah.
So maybe you and him
that-
can collab and do Berserk and
yeah. So when we were talking earlier, I mentioned like how I have a hard time with black and white, and there's certain panels, and I'm like, man, that would be so much better in black and white. This is one of them because you can't tell what this second frame down is until you get to the bottom. You're like, oh, that's this crazy mutant crocodile head. Like,
So
but
this is where the you know, the only reason this is in black and white is because I didn't have the money to pay a colorist to go ahead and do the other, you know, just to do the work. My coloring is okay, but not, I don't think, good enough, or it wouldn't have been appropriate for me to take the amount of time to do what it would require. So,
Right.
you know, had to be grayscale for this one.
Right. But I mean, still, it works though. There's just parts of it that like I'm just like, man, I wish this was in color because that would look so much more badass.
I,
But a lot of
I,
it just
s-
looks badass anyway. So
I was gonna say these look like badass tattoos you could get. Like some of
yeah,
these designs, like your creatures alone, I could see some dude going,
ooh,
"Oh, I want that tattooed on my arm." Full
like
sleeve.
this, I
Yeah,
can totally see somebody getting that
feet.
on their leg.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
The interesting thing I noticed while I'm going through the book was your your word boxes and descriptions. It felt very like Silver Age writing to me, like because they would always put a lot more detail in the boxes, and where the 80s and 90s, like it was more the art leading the conversation. Um, but it works though. It works for what you're doing, and I think the lack of coloring makes those needed to do that.
I think that's fair. Um, being a good colorist also tells a story within itself. I listen to guys like Alex Sinclair is a good example. He, he'll take all of his pages and make them like 4% so that he can see the color gradually evolve to tell the story. His coloring
Mhm.
tells the story along with every other element that goes in the page. So I'd have to
Right.
agree with that.
I like this shot too because it has like a bit of a J. Scott Campbell like Gen 13 vibe to it, and I really like it. So
Yeah,
I love that there's a lot of action in here. Like, is also good. Like your Hulk slash Frankenstein monster type guy here.
Mhm.
I think that.
With the bats flying around. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
almost like a less dead looking Solomon Grundy. I dig it.
yeah, yeah. And I was thinking when I had that image drawn, I had it. I was getting ready to ink it, and I'm thinking, how can I make this like? How can I just make it more badass? Oh, put bats in there. Like Batman always looks cool with bats flying around him, so why shouldn't my guy?
Yeah, I mean he is coming out of like the crazy part of the jungle, so yeah. So, let's see. There's another like I really like this face close up. I think that looks really good. So,
That's a good one. Yeah.
uh, I love this cover. Like this, I think this was the first cover I saw when you
Mhm.
brought him in originally.
Yeah.
And I really, really enjoyed that because I think that was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
I think I was at Baltimore Comic Con. You were just talking about. I was there in 2023, so that would have just come.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
And so one of the
You
guys, I
you
had
were on
two
the
people.
very end, just before the celebrities,
yeah.
I think.
I
You
was
drew
at
my
the
Emma Frost.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I
And
remember.
the so I recently started a TikTok account just as a promotional kind of piece because to me TikTok was a warning. It stole all my time. So I was like, no, I have to draw. I can't do TikTok. Um, but I started posting on there, and one of the guys from that picked up the 3 books that were done at the time at Baltimore Comic Con hit me up on TikTok and actually ordered the last 2 books and said, "Hey, I really like this. Can you go ahead and show me some more?" So yeah, I went ahead and sent him the books, and he seemed to like them
That's
pretty well.
awesome.
So I was, it's those kind of little wins that make this kind of thing worth it. When people go, "Oh yeah, this, give me some more,"
I
it's
love your like pirate Billy Butcher guy here
thank
because he
you.
just has like a pirate. It's like if Billy Butcher was a pirate. That's the vibe I got off this guy.
When I was thinking today that we were going to be talking tonight, and if you guys were gonna talk about, this last season of The Boys,
Oh my God, it's so
which
good.
is so good right now.
I love the 10 minutes of terror point of view that we got in this last episode.
Dude,
Oh my God, it's so good.
who wrote that? It was
I know.
fantastic.
I,
I
I'm
just
sure.
love that Seth Rogen is one of the executive producers and he gets killed in this episode.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
yeah.
Well,
Oh
I'm sure Garth is like, yes, I approve of this. And it just hung up or something.
yeah.
You know?
It
Well,
was
like like Justin, did you see it yet? Did you see this episode?
I have not. No.
Okay. There's the Homelander chunks in the terror moments are hilarious. Like
hilarious.
like that's all we're gonna say.
Okay.
They're ridiculously hilarious. Like that 10 minutes of terror was like my favorite part of the whole episode. It was just so
Nice.
good.
Nice.
So,
Oh man.
I do want to mention one thing before you go too much further scrolling through.
Sure.
Um,
I can back up.
the first book up to about this point. So the first book plus a little bit more of the second book is
Mhm.
available as a free download on my website.
Oh, cool.
There you
So
go.
if you do want to take the time, and I'm thinking about, so I am running a Kickstarter, which is actually live right now.
We're gonna talk about that next. Yes.
There's going to be, I think I'm going to put a direct link of the free copy on the Kickstarter, because it just, I went through and I'm like, it doesn't make sense not to. Just here, check it out, see what you think.
Right. I love that. I love all of the like the industrial design stuff, which is your actual, I guess, background, right?
That's my
Like
my
that would be it.
graphic design career coming through, making
Yeah.
yeah.
I also love that you called it CCN instead of CNN. That was pretty funny. So, I like this shot a lot. I think she looks extremely human and correct. Neil Adams would be proud.
Neil Adams, I think, would be proud. I mean, he definitely bust me on a bunch of these shots, but I think all in all, I try to
Yeah.
live up to that expectation because it's important.
I love the giant dragon axe too. Like, and then he's just like, nope, I just needed to hit it into the ground. It's fine.
Dude, and like as a child of the 80s, like I don't feel like I really have a choice. I grew up with, okay, Thundercats, He-Man,
Mhm.
hmm
G.I. Joe. I mean, weapons, and I mean, the weapons are characters in the story.
Yep.
This is part of the fun of doing something like this. It really, I mean, it's taken me years to put this together. It's a huge time suck. There's no question. And who knows if it's going to pay off, right?
Oh, this shot was great too. That like where she's like meeting her temporal clone or temporal counterpart.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so good. That's another one that I was like,
Man.
man, if that were color, holy shit, would that just slay? It would just slay.
That's
This
some
whole page would
time travel Star Trek influences. I know, man.
Oh.
Maybe the next Kickstarter we'll see if we can raise some money to get it painted.
This reminds
There
me
you go.
of the toy line of Visionaries.
Mm. Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of, is like when they're holding their totem creatures and it comes out of their weapons. That's what that reminds me of.
Mm. I like the future version of the Dragon Queen. Like I love it because it's like it's almost like a magic and malice blend vibe that I dig. I think it's her crown that I really like, and a little bit of Black Panther-y looking with the like the necklace.
And there's
Um,
obviously some classic Storm in there too.
yeah, for sure, for sure. No, like it's so good, dude. Like the art in this is fantastic. So
Thank you.
and yeah, sequential like the some of the stuff that I've heard most people have the hardest time with is sequential art. Or they do too much background or too little background.
Mhm.
I think you balance your stuff fairly well where like here's a great example. this has a lot of background, and then this doesn't really, and then it has even less here. And I think it's a good balance of that that you did there. I really dig it.
So one of my favorite artists of all time, Frank Frazetta. He's the man,
Yeah,
right? And his whole thing was design. Like he had all of the skill. He could do everything, but he only cared at the end of the day if the design was absolutely appropriate for the piece. Because if the design didn't work, then the hell with everything else. Didn't matter.
hmm
And like I try to, I mean, that's like the best art advice you can give somebody. Pay attention to the
yeah,
design. Everything else will take care of it, you know.
yep. Yeah. You can't overdo it. You can't underdo it, and your balance of it is very good.
Thank you.
So, but yeah, we're just kind of going through here. I'm just trying to find. I like this scene a lot too. Like that's a really good shot. So, trying to think. There was like one or two more that were coming up that I really liked. Um, I I really like the the version of her that or the sister on the ground,
Mhm.
like that side. I love that. Like it just looks like something out of like almost like an old Jack Kirby, like Fantastic Four, Sue Storm's in trouble like pose, which I really dig. Um, this page was very interesting to me. I was just like, was it? Is it just like time yelling at him or yelling at her?
So
Like,
it's this is like in her head. Go like this is what she's
okay,
processing now, and I just did it in a visual way. It was funny. Some of the publishers that I talked to in New York this past year, this was a couple people's favorite page. They're like, "This is weird," and they loved
yeah,
it. And I'm like, "Cool."
yeah, exactly.
You know, I
Yeah,
like it
it,
too because all
yeah,
the things that
it's weird, but I like it.
jam it in there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some other pages in here that I'm just like, man, these are great. That's another great panel there where she's like looking at you.
hmm
Um,
This is one of my favorite pages.
this fight scene is killer.
So moving the camera is one of the most fun things in comics and movies. The same thing, you know, moving the camera and paying attention to all the rules that go with that. It's
hmm
it's kind of a pain in the neck, but it's very fun.
Oh
If you
man.
get it wrong, you lose people. That's no good.
Yeah, exactly. I really like this, like where she's got like whatever blood or guts on her and stuff. I really like that panel there. This whole page I think was phenomenal. It's like time being weird plus explosions plus all kinds of stuff. I dig it.
This
And
is
this panel, this whole page too. Yeah, this is the page I was telling you about, like where she's shooting the beam from
yeah.
her chest. I'm like, man, if this was in color, this would look so fucking badass. I can't wait to see what that looks like in color whenever you get it colored.
Yeah. Go bump that
So,
Kickstarter, kids. Let's get some color going.
right? Like this whole page is awesome. Like this is, like a full on like Silvestri vibe to me. Like I dig it.
You know who I mean, you know who I've been studying that like I've been trying to translate what he does to inks, and it's really weird. But Simone Bianchi, the guy that did, um, I discovered him in the Thanos book that came out, where
hmm
he did the paintings of all of the pages.
Yeah.
And like, he has, like, those Italian guys, man, I don't know. Maybe it's because they don't have all the poison in their food, but the stuff that they're so good. They're,
Right.
Well,
they're
again, if you're thinking
so
about artists throughout history, most of them were
Italy.
Italian.
Doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Simone fan myself. Like I love when he does Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
His was it the Wolverine Origins? Is he did that whole series, and it's storyline sucks. I totally admit that. The story is awful, but the art perfect.
It's
It
perfect.
is. Yeah, the Wolverine's anatomy, Sabretooth's anatomy,
And dude, the
it's
backgrounds, like the grungy backgrounds, he just
Mhm.
yes.
nails it. You get
Yep.
he has, I mean, he gets the whole vibe. Like I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Oh yeah,
So
I,
yeah.
I I love this panel too. This one on the bottom right there, like the half dark colored, like coming in the shadow type deal. I love that. I just think it looks so good.
I love
So
that little blurred here where
yeah,
it's slightly
yeah.
blurry. I love that because you don't see that very often in comics. Purpose on purpose, like not a
Hmm.
printing thing.
yeah, yeah.
And I love that. It adds that little extra dimension, and I appreciate that. Yeah,
Yeah, there's definitely some
that's one of my
killer art
goals
going on.
sometime in the next couple of years to meet Simone because they do that big art uh comic art show down there in Florida every year.
Florida,
Hmm.
yeah, in February.
And yeah, and he goes there every year and he has his full on uh art for sale. He'll do full on art for you. Now, granted, it's going to cost you some cash, but
Sure.
I would save up an entire year to get a piece done by him.
Yeah, my buddy Chad, I think, helps with that show. He's there. It's a lot of fun. So
I watch it on
and
YouTube. It like guys that go to YouTube and they're like, here, I guess Walt Simonson was down there this year
yeah,
doing stuff. So and he never goes down to Florida. So
right. Yeah, I love this. Like Magic Sword shows up. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I know I skipped over it, but like you had like the whole um, like you had like Kim Jong Un and like
Putin.
Trump and Putin. Oh yeah, here's Trump again. And you nailed the way he talks. It's hilarious.
So
I love
there are
like wait, hold on, I'm gonna read this just because it's hilarious.
Go
So
ahead.
it's Tiger, we have the most advanced hulls on the planet, and I personally met the other world leaders, and you have better believe that our hulls are the best. We have the best hulls with the blacksmith industries and better ways to leverage the hull program to make America so great. And he skipped down to his next thing. He's like, we have a brand new armed forces division of hulls. They're the best and the most deadly force to ever exist on the planet, and we're going to take over. Do you understand me? Unmatched. Because we're in control of everything. Greatness will prevail. It's happening right now. Just like, and that's how I read it in my head when I read it, and it was like, and I was just like, oh my god, like you've nailed this so bad. Like I love it. I
I was
love
gonna
it.
say that you didn't happen to get that straight off his Truth Social, did you? Because that's
I
exactly
like it. I feel like this was like an actual speech he gave. We have these drones. It's fine. We have drones. Lots of drones. My son owns all these drones. I mean, what?
blockades, tariffs, all of
Trump
it.
Trump is very, very, very easy to write. You know,
Yeah.
it's just
The most mature kindergartner ever.
Right. Oh man. Uh. Oh yeah. Here, I love these stealth bombers in here. That's pretty sweet.
yeah, the
And
helicopter.
Oh,
I mean, all of that GI Joe type stuff, man.
mhm,
Vehicles
mhm.
are
yeah,
up. You know, I want to get into that a lot more.
your helicopters are phenomenal, by the way. I love this page too. Like this, like they're all flying at the croctopus, and it's like ginormous at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
yeah,
kaiju version.
yeah.
You know, and that's one of
So
the things that I really wanted to exploit and realize if you, I mean, if or when you make a comic book, I mean, you can do anything you want, anything
Yeah.
you know. And I had to keep thinking, wait a minute, I can do anything I want, anything. So
Mhm.
that's why, again, it's I just love it.
It's awesome. All right, now we're going to talk about the Kickstarter. So I imagine you have to look for, if you look for terror, destruction, and death drones, it'll show up.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to back this project. Um, and I will back it at the end of, well, when we're done, as long as you put that retailer tier in there.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's taken care of. Yep.
okay, come on, load up. Let's go. Come on, there we go. So just giving John money is great. That's always the first one. Digital edition for $20, you can get this big five five issue graphic novel for $20 digitally. I think that's a really good price. Um, and then $30 for the digital plus the trade. So you get the paper version and the digital version for an extra $10. Not bad, man. Not bad. Um, first trade plus first printing issue, so you get both the combined and the singles for 60. Again, I think that's a really great price for that. A limited edition signed issues 1 and 2. So are these the sketch cover 1 and 2? Is that why they're limited edition?
They're only limited edition because I I only printed 20 of each of those. So
Oh,
it's just the inks. It's
okay.
no digital colors on the um on there. So and I only did it to be a limited edition to get the signatures. So it's a collectible
Right.
that's very purposefully, planned that way.
Nice. All right, retailer bundle. Sweet. You get 5 copies of the trade for $90. That's actually pretty good. That's kind of like what we look for when we do a any type of Kickstarter. We look for how can we get this to make it work for a comic shop, and
Mhm.
that's one of the reasons why people come to us a lot um, to talk about it. So I think having a 5 copy bundle that you can then, instead of having to go and pitch it to the shops later after it's printed, you can now go, hey, just I have a retailer bundle for $90 plus $30 shipping. And I'm assuming the $30 shipping, like if you're local, you'll just drop it off so we don't have to
I'll
pay the
just
shipping.
drop it
But
off, of
yeah.
course. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
yeah,
yeah. So, and with like the 30 freaking stores in the area, you could probably get at least probably 10 of us to do it. But I think 5 copies is a good call for that. I think that's a good amount. I think it's a good price. So good job.
thank you.
Let's see here. And then the bundle. So you get the trade, the digital or you get the original first print floppy set issues, the signed issues, and a sketch on a blank cover
That's right.
for $150. That's pretty sweet. So,
Nice.
and I did not have time tonight. I was going to look for that Emma Frost that you did for me, just so I can be like, here's a sketch that I got from him. But I don't actually have it with me. Um, so yeah, so go and check these out. Get your. This is like the most easy Kickstarter I've ever seen because you don't have it. It's not bloated with pins and stickers and lithographs and T-shirts. Not to say that isn't something that works for some people because it does.
Sure.
In fact, our friend Dennis, who does Lycan, we backed it so that I could get a hockey jersey this year. So I'm not going to get it till like October, but I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
But it's still a good thing. Like I like that it's clean cut. It's down. It's just the roots of here's the books. Like you're not trying to sweeten it with all kinds of extra stuff. I like the idea that there's a sketch in there at that last tier. Um, and I think this is a good rounded, um, like straightforward Kickstarter, which I like quite a bit. So
Thanks.
yeah.
The first day of a Kickstarter is very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I launched the Kickstarter about an hour before it was going to automatically do it, just so that I could, wake up and see if anything happened.
Hmm.
And, I did my due diligence. I sent my emails, I sent my text messages, told everybody, did the social media stuff, did my due diligence. So I wake up in the morning and, we don't, there's not an aggressive approach to doing this Kickstarter campaign. I've I've paid out of my pocket to print all the books so far. I'm going to continue to do that with the graphic novel. You know,
Hmm.
I'm doing it more so to try to get it in front of people. I think Kickstarter is a great way to advertise and to
I
market.
agree.
So that's the purpose behind doing it. If it can help me pay for the print run, outstanding. That's great. But the overwhelming amount of gratitude when I woke up the next day and saw how many people were supporting the Kickstarter and then watching it grow throughout the day and then going the next day and having nothing happen and questioning my existence and why did I ever get into this, and just like the roller coaster of ups and downs has been really interesting. But I'm I love doing this and I'm going to continue to do it. The Kickstarter thing it's just another step along the road of doing that creative act.
Hmm. Well, I just did the backer of the retailer tier while no one could see my credit card number. Um, so you're only $175 away from your goal. So you got 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. So
Yeah,
it's going to end a little bit before the con.
yeah.
Yeah, you should be good, man.
I think I'm gonna.
Um,
Okay. I mean, especially Free Comic Book Day is this Saturday. We're
yep.
talking about it tonight. I have a couple more things lined up to try to talk to people. I have a bookmark. If you go to New Dimension Comics, some of the locations have bookmarks with
Yep.
QR code to my website, and then the Kickstarter link is right there. So yeah, and then I took some and dropped them off at my gym today,
Nice.
just in case.
I'm assuming since you're going to be at Big Bang on Free Comp Day that Dave also has the everything too.
He does.
So
Yeah,
yeah, Dave's a great guy. I love Dave.
indeed.
Go Eagles! Like we're Golden Eagles together, both Clarion grads. Um, so I love hanging out with Dave. He's so good, and I think Pat Olliff's going to be there too.
Yes.
Um, he usually does. That's usually his local for Free Comic Day. So if you guys are interested in talking to John and checking out Death Drones before you pledge to get the book, or you want to pick up some of the singles ahead of time, go check them out at Big Bang Comics down Swickley this weekend on Saturday for Free Comic Day. What time are you going to be there?
I'll be there from, I believe, noon to 4.
All
So
right,
There you go.
sweet. And where on social media can people find you to watch you promote this stuff and talk more about
Jay Davis Draws, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Jay Davis Draws. And then the website, jdavisdraws.com.
it? Nice.
And you can pick up
Easy.
your free copy of
Yeah.
the first, I don't know, 4 chapters. Yeah, check it out. Jay
On the
Davis.
website. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for you, man. I'm happy for you that this is coming to fruition. I know it's a lot of hard work. Um, the musician side of me is going, it's like having an album release.
Essentially, that's what it is,
Yeah.
equivalent of, so,
Yeah.
you know,
Or if you were an actor, this would be the equivalent of having a box set of your first season coming out.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Um, also, like people that may not remember from last year at Three Rivers, but you also did the Yiga Digga graphic novel based on the band, right?
I actually did. Yes. The Yiga Digga book.
Yes.
There we go.
Mhm.
Yeah. You can check these guys out at yigadigga.com. There's a link to these guys on my website as well. And I did color this one. Um, it's it's okay.
It's not bad.
It's okay.
Yeah, it works.
But the nice thing about this book is that you go in the front, you hit the QR code, and then you listen to the album and go through the lyrics while you go through the book. So every spread is
Nice,
a song from the album.
nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Are so good. I went to high school with their guitar player. And we didn't even find that out until after I got, introduced to the band and figured out. I'm like, wait a minute, we went to high school together. But but yeah, I mean, if you're into metal, and I mean, these guys are fantastic. They're so tight. They're
Yeah.
so good.
I thought they had like a Corrosion of Conformity vibe, which I really dug because
Yeah,
it's like bluesy metal, right?
for
It's
sure.
definitely awesome. My buddy Jeff, who's in a band called Ancient Currents, actually knows Chris, the drummer from Yiga Digga, really well.
Okay.
And it looks like they're probably going to try to set up some kind of show together once things get figured out, which I will most likely be at. So, um, but Chris was awesome. I know he went to high school with Dave, like, and then college with Dave,
Yeah.
because he's another Clarion guy. Because like when I got there and like I'm talking to him, and then Dave, like I mentioned Dave, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I went to college with Dave." I'm like, "You went to Clarion too? Shit." So yeah.
The
And
world
then
just
we immediately talked about how awesome the original Bob Sub was. So
yeah.
cool. Um, well, I think that's all I got. Justin, you got anything else?
No. It's, we what? We're excited for his book.
Yeah,
We're always
excited to
very
have him at the
proud.
show.
Yeah, we're always very proud of
Yeah.
having the local guys at our show and helping you out, helping the Comic Bird guys out, helping everybody who comes on our podcast. It's our way of contributing, besides just selling them out of the store and selling them
Yeah.
at shows and everything. This is another branch that we get to be a part of. If we can't be the creatives putting our pencils down and our inks down and whatnot, this is another route of helping artists out the best we can. So
Yeah,
That
I
reminds me
agree.
of something else. You guys have, and I don't know if you realize how good it is at the Three Rivers Comic Con. You guys have one of the most fun drink and draws. It is so much fun.
that's because of Sammy, to be fair.
It is, yeah.
We let her
She's
take the reins
is
and
wonderful.
she just goes.
She does.
We
such
don't
a-
have control of her at all. To be fair.
Good luck. Good luck with that. Yeah.
You picked the right one.
I give her husband all the credit in the world. Okay.
And he and I usually just talk metal the whole time. So yeah.
Well, that and
But-
he talks out how messed up America is, which would
Yeah.
totally agree on that too.
Yeah, because he's Australian, I think, or
Yeah,
New
he's
Zealand.
from Australia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Super great.
Big Celtics
guys.
fan though. Big basketball
Yeah.
Celtics fan, which is
And they will be at the show again this year, and she will be running the drink and draw again.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a blast. We're getting ready to announce the beer label. Ali Garza's doing the beer label. That's all I can tell you. So it's going to be awesome. And
I have seen the specs, and I'm not a beer guy, but I appreciate the art of the labels that we put out.
Yeah.
So
And then also like so last year he did that Pittsburgh Steelers version of Harley Quinn. This year he's doing something similar but with Supergirl, and I'm super excited to see how that comes out.
Oh,
Super intended, super
yeah.
pun intended.
which I have been seeing a lot of the kind of bringing up the subject of Supergirl there. I've been seeing a lot of negative Nancy's about the new Supergirl movie, which I think is completely unfair. Um, but again, it's the internet. Nobody can be happy anymore. I
Yep.
swear. You know, because they're
Yep.
like they're giving her the Brie Larson treatment now, where they're like, oh, she shows no emotion. This is not the way Supergirl should act. And I'm like, you never read any of the Supergirl stuff, did you? That you're saying
Yeah,
that.
much like they didn't read any of the Captain Marvel stuff or Miss Marvel stuff before Brie Larson's movie came out. Right. So same
Or
thing.
She-Hulk, the series, where they're like, ooh,
Yeah,
what
or
is it?
She-Hulk. Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm one of the people that haven't read the Supergirl stuff. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I will say, however, that she didn't get enough time on House of the Dragon. I could have used another season with her to establish. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think she's
I thought
fantastic.
she was killer on Sirens. She was on
Yeah, yeah.
Sirens. It was a great miniseries. Um, and I liked her portrayal of Supergirl in the Superman movie because I've read that Supergirl of Tomorrow and or Woman of Tomorrow miniseries and how she basically just goes there to unwind is how it starts out, and that it kind of goes snowballs into crazy, which is kind of what the movie's supposed to be sort of based on. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Which I
but
was gonna
I
say,
think it looks great.
didn't they reprint that for Free Comic Book Day too?
No, it was for Superman Day, which was like
Okay.
2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah.
There are a couple. Cranberry has a couple sketch covers left. So if you want to have John do a sketch of Supergirl for you at Three Rivers, go to
There you
Cranberry,
go.
buy yourself some sketch covers. In fact, I actually have like 2 or 3 sketch covers I've been like hoarding away this year for things. But I just got a couple weeks ago I got a Valentine's Thundercats one, um, which I have a crazy idea and I really want Sora to do it because I know she will have the most ridiculous fun with it. Where basically I want to have Lion-O dressed like Frankenfurter and I want Chitara dressed like Magenta and her like jump on his back and like try to kiss him on the cheek and him be like kind of
That sounds
like because I think he like weird I don't know why but every time I look at Lion-O I'm like it looks like he's wearing a corset. He looks like Frankenfurter, right? Like he's got the hair. Like so that's my hope for that one. And then I have a couple other ones that I haven't quite figured out what I want done on them yet. I do have a white Mega Man back cover this time instead of a blue one that I gave Allie last time. And he was like, I gave it to him. I was like, hey man, can you Metal Man for me? And I was expecting just pencils and inks. And he's like, you had to give me a blue background for the guy who's red. And I was like, I was just expecting pencils and inks. Nope. He's like, nope, gotta color it. So he ended up doing it, man. Like he colored it and everything. It was awesome.
That's fantastic.
Um, yeah. I have some real crazy good stuff. He did another one for me at Heroes, but I can't remember which character it was. Um, I'll have to think what that was because it wasn't Star Sapphire. That one I got that from Tim Seeley actually, and that was awesome. But he was like real close to it was like him, Sora, or it was him, then uh why can't I think of her name? It's like his sister-in-law, um Jenny Jenny Fritzen, right? So it's Tim Seeley, Jenny Fritzen, Isle, Sora, Allie, Bill McKay. So it was a really, really good deal, and I really liked it. So But anyway, yeah. So thanks, John, for coming on. We really appreciate you coming on. And we love the books. We love to support. We're looking forward to spending the weekend with you downtown in June. Um, and just hit people up one more time where they can find you on socials and the website and where to find the Kickstarter.
For sure. So the easiest thing to do is to go to jdavisdraws.com. You'll find a link at the top of the page that goes directly to the Kickstarter. You'll be able to download a free version of the first 32 pages of the graphic novel. And all of my socials are at the footer of the webpage. And there's a lot of art and stuff. You can get, kind of check out my work and see what's going on in there. So yeah, jdavisdraws.com.
Awesome. All right, guys. And again, we'll see you guys next week. And you can check out John at Free Comic Book Day down at Big Bang in Swickley this weekend. And then you can see him at Three Rivers Comic Con in June downtown with us running around, being awesome, or trying to be awesome. Try not to fall asleep is really the thing.
It's
That's just you. I won't sleep. I'll be exhausted because I'll be running around with it like crazy.
I'll sleep great the second night, like Saturday night. I'm like a rock. I'm out, but it's that 20-minute drive to the hotel that's going to be a little more crazy this year. But the drink and draw and the beer release will still be at Bill's Burgers in the Westin. We're just not because of the country concert. It kind of sniped our hotel rooms, and we could not house our guests in the hotel downtown this year. So we all have to stay a little further out. But that is what it is, and hopefully it'll be corrected for next year once we get our dates. So, but cool. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching and listening, and we will see you later. Make sure you spend some money at your local comic shop. Doesn't have to be us, but